Thanks for joining. Happy Sunday. We are going to start lying down, so get yourself situated, get yourself set up. If you do have blocks at home, we will most likely use them. And if you don't have blocks, just anything like a small pillow or a rolled up towel. You still have time to go grab these things, so I won't start just yet. And if you are ready, thank you for joining me. My name is Esther and I teach for Yoga Via Montreal, so thank you for supporting your studio. If you're not feeling, hi, welcome, hi. If you're not feeling this video, you can also go to estersyoga.ca. I have longer videos that are pre-recorded that are uploaded, so feel free to join those on your own time. So we are going to start lying down. So get yourself on the floor and get yourself long. And then take one hand onto your heart and one hand onto your belly. So it doesn't matter which one. I usually put the dominant hand on the heart. Doesn't really matter. Take a few breaths. And then just feel your breath. Connect to your breath. And feel a sinking sensation. So notice if any muscles are tight. Try to let them go. So try to release them. Try to be very loose and comfortable. Anchor onto your breath. And maybe set an intention for your practice today. So it's going to be a very gentle class. Kind of slow and gentle, accessible, but we'll still get our heart rate up. We'll still get energized. So you can still energize yourself through your breath. So connect to the breath here. Notice the quality of the breath, if it's shallow, if it's fast. Just notice how you're feeling. And then take your feet a little bit wider than hip width, and then just start to invite very gentle movement, rocking, windshield wipering the legs from side to side. And then just notice if the hip flexors are tight. Notice how you're feeling, if there's any tension in the low back. Just nice, easy, just kind of like a windshield wiper on a car. Just side to side. Feel your feet. Feel your connection into the floor, your mat, but also the earth at large. So I know that sounds like a huge metaphor, but get your feet grounded. Bring your feet back to about hip width. And then plant your hands by your side. Feel your connection to the earth, so really root through the feet. And then inhale, lift the hips. Go as high as you need to. Exhale, roll down. So that's it. That's all we're doing here. We're just going to warm up the spine. Inhale, lift. You don't have to go super high, but as you exhale, try to imprint the spine back into the floor. So it's like you're lengthening the spine, just micromillimeter. So it's not, there's no perfect of this movement. It's just how it feels good in your body. Inhale up. Exhale down and imprint your spine into the floor, into the mat, as if you're lengthening. And even lengthen the low back so much that you kind of get that flat back, and then bring the pelvis back to neutral. Catch your breath, a few more. Inhale up. You can take your hands by your side or to the floor, whatever feels right, and just feeling your spine. Come into your spine, come into feeling what your back feels like today. One more. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, roll down. If you want to add the arms, if that helps you, inhale, add the arms. Exhale, roll it back down. Just 3 more like this. Inhale, feel your feet rooting, feel your hips lifting. Big inhale. Exhale, lengthen the spine as you imprint it into the mat. Easy peasy. Inhale up. Just feeling what it feels like to lengthen out the spine. So arms or no arms is up to you. Do your last one. And now spinal ball. Gather your feet, gather your knees. You don't have to go into a happy baby. So if you want to just take your hands behind your knees, that's fine. If you want to lift your head, that's fine. Roll yourself into a little bean, into a little pod, into a little embryo, whatever feels right. Find your core as you exhale. Draw the navel back towards the spine. And reset your hands as you straighten your legs, but don't lose that connection with the core. We're going to start to wake up the core. Replace your head, make sure you're very comfortable, and then pump your feet a few times just to wake up the energy of the legs. But keep drawing the navel back towards the spine. And you can make sure your head and neck are soft and even. You can even pick up your head, make sure your nose is in line with your belly button. We're going to start with the feet. We're going to keep that connection to the belly button. Anchor and root the palms this time. We're going to lower the right leg. Bring it back up. Lower the left. Bring it back up. Make sure you're not creeping any tension into your jaw. So head should be really nice and soft. The work should be in the core. If you're not feeling it, again, belly button goes back towards the spine. So feel the work in the core, waking up the lower abdominal muscles. So bringing some heat to the belly. Challenging yourself to hover those legs. See if you can do one with both. It's pretty hard, but we're going to wake up the core. Woo! Beautiful. And now we're going to do little circles. So rooting hands down, keep your legs together, and then flex your toes back towards your nose, and start to draw kind of a circle on the ceiling. Trying to keep the legs together energetically. It should feel like you have one leg in a tight sleeping bag, so the energy of the legs moves into this beautiful spiral together. Switch directions. Waking up the belly now. Beautiful. Coming into a twist, drawing the left knee in towards your chest. Extend the right. Extend the left arm and then draw that left knee across. Coming into your first twist, you can take your head across. So over to the left as the left knee moves right. Enjoy that twist. Inhale, exhale, come back. Both knees into the chest. Again, you can rock from side to side to release the low back or come into a spinal ball. You can lift your head or not. It's completely up to you. Right knee into the chest. How you feeling? Just checking in with your energy. Taking that right knee across towards the left into your twist. Beautiful. Anchoring back to the breath. Roll yourself all the way back to your back and then start to roll forward and back along your spine and enjoy this sensation. So it's a really nice way to massage the spine. I like to roll down one side and roll back up the other. Yeah, so just seeing what that feels like and then taking your time when you come up to switch to tabletop position. So anything you need to do, hair check, just set up your quad so that your wrists are below shoulders and then your knees are below your hips. And start to drop the belly, tilt the sits bones, and then bring your gaze and your heart forward and hold. So just feeling the sensation as if you're stretching the skin from your pubis to your chin, really enjoying this opening, this stretch of the front body as you inhale. When you're ready to exhale, Halloween cat, dome your back, furrow your back like an angry cat, push the floor, drop your head. So starting to do this with your breath. I can't see you, so I don't know how fast or slow you're breathing, but just start to sync the movements to the breath. So again, if you're breathing really fast, you're going to be moving and undulating fast, but try not to rush the breath. So take the full breath, full inhale, full exhale. Navel draws up. Start to wake up the spine. You can speed up the breath, so you can definitely energize the body now, but feel that undulation of the spine. Beautiful. Take your feet, tuck your toes, and then hover the knees just an inch off the floor so it looks like this. Hopefully you can see it. And now push your hands into the mat. We're just going to walk in place So now we're waking up the arms, waking up the core. It should feel really energizing. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Take the knees back. Take yourself into a child's pose. Knees open or knees closed, whatever feels right. Get your forehead to the mat. And if you can't, you can always take your forehead to a block. And then feel into the hips and low back. So just feel the sensation through here. Notice if there's any tension. And if you want to take your hands over to the right or over to the left, just feeling what feels good for your torso. So if you want to stay centered, groovy, if you want to give yourself a nice lateral addition, lateral stretch. Yeah, how you guys doing? Feeling the body. Coming back to tabletop. Extend the right leg behind you and make sure your hip doesn't drop. Draw the belly back up and then float that right leg and float the opposite arm. And then on the exhale, we're going to take the elbow to the knee. And then inhale, long extension, keep the neck long. Exhale, draw it in, elbow to knee. Inhale, long neck, long extension. You can sync this movement to the breath. Beautiful. We're going to hold the extension, hold, challenge yourself, challenge your balance here. Notice if you're kind of wobbly. Try to even everything out, and then bend that back leg. And then swing that left arm around, and maybe play with the idea that one day you'll meet that foot. And if it's not today, that's fine. Just kind of playing with deepening this into a back bend. Beautiful. And then take that down. Wiggle from side to side, or any spiral movements, or cat, cow. And then when you're ready, level the pelvis as you float the left leg to lift. Right arm forward. Exhale, bring the knee to the elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale, long extension, long neck. So keep your form. You don't have to move very fast. Just make sure you're not dropping the belly. Pelvis stays level. Hold the extension, and then play with the idea that, ooh, maybe I reach for that foot. If you can reach it, amazing. And then take this into a back bend. We're ready for our downward facing dog. So take your time. Even out your spine. Take your time getting there. Remember, I can't see you, so I trust that you're feeling good. And if you're not, that's fine. Maybe you're in a child's pose. Maybe you're pedaling your feet. Whew. Let's wake the energy up a little bit more. Let's inhale the right leg. And then let's step that right foot forward into a low lunge. Now on the inhale, we're going to inhale and swing the arms all the way up. Exhale, dive. So if you're very energized, you can come onto the back, come off the back knee. It's completely up to you. But draw oxygen, draw life in. Take your time. So you move as fast or as slow as you need. Inhale, maybe a back bend. Exhale, drop. Inhale, lengthen, 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 lengthen. We're going to hold. So just feeling what the hips feel like in this pose. Take your arms up towards the ceiling, and then bend at the elbows, and then straighten. Bend at the elbows. So the tricep is the most underused muscle in yoga. If you want to challenge yourself, if you're ready, maybe even come up and down. So again, I can't see you, I don't know your energy level, so you might just be doing this. If you want to challenge yourself to rise and lower. Whew. Let's just do 2 more, and then back to plank. Try to come down with the exhale. Step back. We're going to hold plank just for a breath, and then lower on the exhale. Your choice, chaturanga or knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, any back bend. Exhale, tuck your chin. Use the core to take you back to downward facing dog as you pedal your feet. Whew. Anchor back onto that breath. Separate your shoulder blades. Breathe into the underarms. Get that sensation of a long extension in the spine. So it's more important to lengthen the spine than to straighten your legs. So just feel that. It should feel amazing. Yeah? And then left leg floats. Step that forward into a low lunge or a high lunge. And then with your inhale, breathe and lengthen. Exhale, dive. Stepping into that front foot, making sure that that knee is above the ankle. Exhale. Inhale. As you inhale, lengthen the sideways. Open everything under the arms. Beautiful. Keep moving with your breath. We're going to bend at the elbows. And you can come onto the knee and lower. Onto the knee. Back onto the knee. Off the knee. Beautiful. Feeling good. Feeling energized. And then exhale to take you back to the plank. Hold plank just for a second so you can really sort out. Maybe look down at your feet. And then lower with control, with your exhale. So you could do knees, chest, and chin. You can even come onto the belly. Just finish the exhale. As you inhale, loop the shoulders up, back, and down to lift into a back bend. Exhale, back down. Downward facing dog. Exhale takes you there. Pedal your feet. And then just check in with how you're feeling today. Sometimes we think we're going to be super energized and then we're not. And we call for a slower practice. And sometimes we have a lot of oomph. Just notice how you're feeling as you walk your hands back to your feet. I'm just going to turn this way and then take a forward fold. Maybe shaking your head yes or no. Making sure there's no tension in the neck. And then rolling up slowly, vertebra by vertebra. Loop the shoulders up, back, and down. And now root down through the feet. So just take a few breaths with your eyes closed, in front of your mat. See how you feel. We're going to do something called breath of joy. It's very energizing. So we're going to go forward, side, forward, exhale. So it's snip, 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 ha. Snip air, inhale, 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 exhale. So just get yourself warmed up for this. So it's 3 inhales, 1, 2, 3, ha, big exhale. And do about 10, so I can't see you. So I'm gonna just trust that you do it at your own comfortable pace, trying not to get lightheaded. I can't talk and do it at the same time. So I'll do about 5 or 6, so it looks like this. Ha, ha. Feel yourself get energized. You can speed it up or slow it down. It should feel really good. It should feel like you're inviting a lot of air, a lot of oxygen into the brain, making you feel happy, elated. If you don't like it, just take it slow and then come back to mountain pose, noticing if you feel different. You should feel energized, elated, and ready to flow. Take your hands down. We're going to inhale, circle the arms around. And we're going to intertwine the hands, and we're just going to lean over to the right. So it's a lateral movement. So you should feel a big sensation to the side of the body. Inhale, come back up. Exhale over to the left. Get yourself tall and lengthened. And you're ready to flow. So we're just going to do simple Surya Namaskar 8. When you're ready, inhale. Take your arms forward or to the side to inhale. Look at your thumbs. Exhale, swan dive. Drop your head. Inhale, hands to shins. Lengthen the neck. Exhale, take the hands down. Step back. You're still exhaling as you lower. So if you're very tired, you can take your knees down. You can even rest on belly. But exhale to get there. Inhale, cobra, upward dog. Exhale, pushes you back to downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths there to pedal your feet. And we're coming back. So you can walk, step, hop, whatever feels right. Next inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, hands glide down. Inhale, root your feet. Shoot energy, drive energy in through your legs so that you can rise and you feel rooted. Exhale, centering exhale, brings everything back. And every new inhale, every new breath is a new beginning, so take your time. This is a new flow. Inhale. Don't rush your breath. Take the full length of your exhale to fold. Take the full length of your inhale to lengthen your spine and your neck. Exhale takes you back to the earth. Inhale is always your delicious back bend. Exhale takes you back to downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Feel all the sensations that your body's giving you. Slow it down if that's what your body's calling for. Pick it up, energize yourself if that's what you're feeling like doing. But inhales always bring you forward and up. Exhales always take you down and back. So it's easy to remember. It's almost like you can go on autopilot and then just ride the wave. That's your breath. And take your time. If you need to take a time or an extra breath or an extra pause in mountain pose, do that. You can rest or flow. So when you're ready, you inhale to lengthen everything. Exhale to swan dive. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale takes you back to the earth. You can walk, step, or hop, but you're still exhaling all the way down. When you can exhale no more, inhale. Exhale takes you back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. I'm just going to check on the time. Good. We should be feeling really warmed up now. We're about 20 minutes into the practice, but we should be feeling really good, really nice. Let's come into warrior one. Float the right leg. And then just kind of feel your bum on the right. So try not to open your hip. Keep the hip closed. But try to get your heel higher, closer to the ceiling. So you feel the energy of that leg. And then step that leg forward into a high lunge or warrior one. So come up with your control, with your breath. And whatever you practice, keeping the hips square here. So warrior one means we take that back heel and spin it to the floor, but we shouldn't open our hips. So find the stance that works for you in warrior one. Beautiful. And from here, we're just going to find the strength of our legs. So front foot is rooting into the earth. Let's come up with control. We're going to do those same dives. So again, we're doing this even though we're flowing and it's a gentle class, using the breath. We're going to draw so much oxygen in. Exhale, swan dive. And we're strengthening the legs while we're doing this. Inhale. Exhale, dive. Inhale. So enjoying the movements. Keeping the hips square. Woo, beautiful. Hold the lift. We're going to take this into a twist. We're going to open the arms into a T. And then just take your heart to the right as you come into a twist. Going only as far as you need to. If you have a more advanced practice, you can even take this into a back bend as you lean back. Completely up to you. Where you are is fine. And then coming back, warrior one. Take your hands together. Temple mudra. Take your gaze up. Take your heart up. Beautiful. And then let's open to warrior two. So this time you can open the hip. Check your alignment. Heel to arch. You don't have to go super deep. So some days you might drop deeper. Some days you want to contain the energy of your legs. It's more important to take your shoulders over your hips so you're not kind of leaning out. So I have a mirror over there so I can cheat. Check your alignment. Take your gaze past the middle finger of the front hand. And then make sure that your knee is tracking over second and third toe so you're not doing anything wobbly. You feel solid. Flip the front palm. We're gonna do that big inhale again, but this time we're gonna lean back and inhale, exalt. Exhale, come back. So as you breathe in, I would love for you to be able to feel the little expansion here, little intercostal muscles, little muscles in between the ribs. So really enjoy opening the side of the body as you inhale. Inhale, lean back. Enjoy. So it's kind of sad that I can't see you guys. I would love to be able to see your gorgeous faces, see how you're doing. But bring a smile to your face. Beautiful. We're going to cartwheel the hands and flow through a vinyasa. So you take your option. So if you're tired, knees down, or even child's pose, exhale brings you down. Inhale, it brings you into a back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Enjoy. When you're ready, we're going to do that to the other side. So we're going to float the left leg. Try not to open the hip. Try to get your heel closer to the ceiling. Energize that leg and then step it forward. Come up with your inhale and find, whoop, I just shifted the whole carpet. Find your balance. Find your squaring of your hips. And if you want to take that heel down, that's fine. But try to keep that squaring. Find the strength of your legs. We're gonna inhale and rise. Big inhale. Exhale, dive. Inhale. Keeping the hips squared, keeping the strength of the feet. It should almost feel like you're kind of ripping the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, dive. Hold the lift. Take your hands out into a T, and then just move your heart and your gaze over to the left, coming only as deep as you'd like. So if this is your twist, perfect. If you take the back hand down the back leg, amazing. Remember, I can't see you, so just stay honest. Do what feels right. Anchor back onto the breath. Don't forget to send the shoulder blades down your back. Beautiful. Come back. This time we're going to open to warrior two. So you're going to get to see the back of my shoulder a little bit, but you're going to see my knee. I'm going to try to keep it tracking forward so it doesn't do any wobbly business. Heel to arch alignment if you can. Take your shoulders over your hips. Find the strength of this pose. Get ready for that happy big inhale. The inhale that's going to stretch the side here. Exhale, come back. And hopefully you're still feeling good. If not, if you're not feeling it, just slow it down. You can always join a pre-recorded class. I have some classes on my website, so feel free to join me there. If you're still with me, let's do one more. And then exhale, cartwheel. Take yourself back to the floor, vinyasa. Inhale is always cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale takes you back to downward facing dog, where you pedal your feet. Beautiful. Walk, step, or even hop. Maybe, remember I can't see you, so be really playful. Maybe try to hop. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Press energy into the earth to rise, so the strength of your legs makes you buoyant and brings you up. Exhale as if you're exhaling through the crown of your head. Come back to standing. Close your eyes for a moment if you'd like. Remember, I can't see you. I'm seeing you metaphorically. So my heart is racing, so hopefully you should be feeling really energized. Let's come into some grounding, balancing postures. So standing on to the left leg, let's just float the right knee forward. I'm going to take a side view here. So right hand to right knee. Take that right knee out. We're going to challenge our balance here. I'm going to take that knee back. Take your hands onto your waist or off. And we're going to kick this leg behind us and just play with a warrior three. So hips stay square. Just playing with your balance. Arms can fly, lower back, forward, whatever, and then come back. Take the knee back and into tree pose. So we're just linking and balancing postures. We're going to do that all over again. So right knee out to the right and back. Playing with balancing postures and linking balancing postures so that you really train your balance. A lot of people can probably hold a single posture. It gives the brain a little bit more of a challenge to link them. Take your knee back, straighten the front leg. This is really hard. It's pretty hard for me. I can't get my legs super high, but try to use lower abdominals and try to get that leg higher, 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 higher. You can do it, you can do it. Higher, so not your shoulders, but your leg. Woo! My leg's shaking. Take that down, shake it out. Flow through a vinyasa. So if you have a lot of juice, you can absolutely cycle through your vinyasa. And then if you're ready for the other side, standing leg is the right leg. Left knee floats. Take the left knee out to the left, and if you want to challenge yourself, take the gaze to the right. Playing with kicking that leg behind you. So you're going to energize and you're going to feel your glutes. So you should be able to feel the glute of the standing leg, obviously, but also the leg that's an extension. So try not to open the hip. Just playing with this balance or these series of balance poses into tree, into the opening, into the kickback to warrior 3. Pay attention to your breath. So just because we're not doing something very cardiovascular, breath is still there, pulsating and energizing. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Try to hold the shapes, try the pose, hold the pose, don't hold the breath. Beautiful. We're gonna lift, 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 left leg, lift, lift, lift. Try not to lift your shoulders. Ooh, this one goes a little bit higher. Woo! And then shake it out. Let's come into a chair pose. So easier with your feet together. Utkatasana. We're gonna feel the whole length of our legs. Weights in the heels. Reach back, lean back, sit back. Lift. We're gonna hold this for a second and then take this into our twist. So we're gonna take the left elbow just to the outside of the right knee and then sit back deeper as you use the strength of your arms to move your heart, twist, sit deeper, bring a smile to your face. I'm hoping you're smiling with me. Woo! You can go right into the other side or take a forward fold. Some people like to go right to the other side. Good for you. I need to take a bit of a pause, rest my legs, come into the twist on the other side. Beautiful. Shake that out. We're going to do one flow of Surya Namaskar B. So it starts with chair, ends with chair, and we do warrior 1. So take yourself forward onto your mat. On the inhale, we sit deep, Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, straighten your legs as you fold. Halfway lift, hands to shin. This part's the same. Exhale, take your hands down. Step. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, push back. We're going to come into warrior 1, right foot forward. Try to ride the breath. So come up with the inhale. We're not staying here. We're going right back down and over to the other side. So your exhale is going to take you back to the floor. When you can exhale no more, inhale. Exhale pushes you back. Left leg steps forward. Use this flow to energize yourself. Exhale takes you down and back. Inhale. So even if you have to rest on knees, that's fine. Just wait for the exhale to finish. Inhale, back bend. Exhale. We're coming back to chair. So walk, step, or hop. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit deep. Sit deep, sit deep, sit deep. Beautiful. And then inhale, lift. Woo, beautiful. Take your hands to your waist. Micro hop. Open your feet about hip width. And then slide the right leg back. But it's going to be a shorter stance. So we're going to do pyramid pose. Hips are squared. Hands can be on the low back or prayer, whatever feels right behind your back. And then we're going to take the heart and we're going to pretend that we have a flat back as we fold. So try not to rush yourself. Most people try to get this action and then you're rounding the back. Really what you want to do here is come down with an extension in the spine. So you're not rounding, you're not in flexion, you're actually an extension. So it should feel like a baby back bend. Stretching the hamstrings. Beautiful. And this time, take your block. We're going to come into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So if you love this pose, it requires that you step up and open your hip. So just challenge yourself. Remember, I can't see you, so you might just be here. Amazing. You might come onto a block. Amazing. But open the hip this time. Try to take your heart towards the wall in front of you. Just playing with whatever feels right. Slowly starting to calm the breath. Woo, it should feel amazing. Take your hand just to the outside. Sorry, take your right leg just to the outside of the left and take a forward fold. So I'm going to turn this way so you see what my feet are doing. We're sneaking in a little sciatic stretch. Forward fold. Shake the head. I'm going to do that to the other side. Release the cross. You can take a wide-legged forward fold. You can sway from side to side. Pretend you're a willow tree. It's a slow, windy day. Release your low back. It should almost feel like your spine wants to fall forward and out of your waist. So you can release. And whenever you're ready, we're going to do that to the other side. Take your time. Find a square hip. This time, just slide the left leg back or step forward with the right. Same thing. So keep the hips square for pyramid pose. And then try to go forward with an extension, with a lengthening in the spine. So try not to round yet. We'll do some rounding movements for the spine in about 5 minutes when we sit down. But for now, while you're still standing, hopefully you're still standing, an extension. So not a rounding, but an extension of the spine. Get that length. Just checking on time. We're going to sit down in 2 minutes, 1 minute. Enjoying Ardha Chandrasana, or wherever you get to, it's fine. Just playing with this balancing pose. Maybe you can open the hip. Maybe you open the arms. Maybe you don't. Maybe this side feels a little bit different. And remember, your balance is different every single day, especially if you're female. Your hormones really affect how you balance, so don't beat yourself up if you're falling over. You learn more from falling. When you drop the leg, let's just get that quick sciatic stretch in. Dropping the left leg just to the outside of the right. Beautiful. Uncross the legs, and this time, from standing, I will encourage you to round your spine. So before, we were straightening. This time, we're going to round the spine so much that we're going to tuck the chin. And we're going to come down as if we're a little fiddlehead. And you get that really rounding, that furrowing as you come down. Encourage the spine to round. It doesn't have to look great, but get the sensation that you're coming down with this rounding, rounding, rounding spine. And come down into Malasana, your squat, or sitting on the floor, or sitting on a block, whatever feels groovy for you. Make sure your shoulders are not scrunching up to your ears. And if this is not comfortable, you can take that rolled up towel and you can, if your heels are not hitting the floor, you can kind of cheat. So squatting is incredibly good for us. We've kind of lost the art of squatting. It stretches your low back, digestive organs. It's really good. So it should feel really comfortable. So make it comfortable for you. If it's not, you can rock forward and back. Or just take a pause in Malasana or squat. Take your time. And then take your time to find the floor. Whew. And then once you're there, remember I can't see you, so I don't know if you're feeling groovy, if you're feeling tight. Maybe you windshield wiper your feet from side to side. Maybe that feels good. Maybe you take the soles of the feet together and you roll forward and round your back. Maybe you're an advanced practitioner. Maybe you can slide your hands under your calf muscles. Maybe you take forward fold. But start to bring the energy back down to the earth. Slow the breath. Get yourself to that seated position where you can start to take your seated twists and seated forward folds. So take your time. Maybe have a sip of water. Slow it down. Beautiful. I'm going to change the music a little bit. You take your forward fold, peace fingers on the toes or not. Paschimottanasana. Straight-legged, or you can have a micro bend in the knees. Please enjoy. Take a forward fold. Just going to change the music. And as you come back up from that beautiful forward fold, bending the right knee, stepping into, so rounding the right foot into the floor, and that foot can be to the inside or to the outside of the left leg. We're going to come into a seated twist. Loop the shoulders up, back, and down. Feel really even, feel really grounded. Let the energy sink. Let your breath normalize. Make sure your shoulders are over your hips when you start. And then slowly begin to move the heart. We're going to move it to the right, if the right leg is bent. But try not to pull with the arms. What a lot of people do is they pull, they yank, and then they yank the shoulder close to the knee. And you don't want that. You want that beautiful spiral of the spine. Every inhale is going to make you a little bit taller. And then every exhale is going to take you a little bit deeper into the twist. And inhale, exhale, come back. And then shake out the legs. And then left leg bends. Anchor into that sole of the foot. So make sure you feel grounded in this pose. So it doesn't have to be, the leg doesn't have to be close to you. You should feel really easy in the hips. And it's your choice whether or not you cross. I like to loop the shoulders up, back, and down. Make sure my neck is nice and long. Twist should originate from the base. So try to bring your attention to your lowest vertebra. And then slowly rotate to the left. You can close your eyes. Let the breath slow way down. So it should feel amazing. Beautiful. So as you come back down, take that block if you have a block, and then scoot yourself forward on your mat. And then sort of cat tilt your spine to roll back. And then right away, you probably want to come into a happy baby as you rock from side to side. Maybe you reach for toes with peace fingers. Maybe that feels right. Again, if you'd like to have a longer practice, feel free to check out my website, estersyoga.ca. I have some pre-recorded videos there that are a little bit longer. So if you need more practice, please visit the website. You can make a donation to me personally there. Maybe playing with straightening your legs if you're in a happy baby. Whew. And then starting with that bridge, just like we started, but we're going to make this a restorative bridge. So just like we started, we're going to push down through the heels. And it's up to you at what height you want to place a support under the sacrum, so under the low back. So make sure it's not in the lowest back, it's on that, under that bone. So you can make this as high as you like, but make this a restorative inversion. So an inversion is when your hips are above your heart. It's really good to supply blood to your heart, your thyroid, your brain. So if this feels right, do this. You can extend the legs towards the ceiling, or you can starfish yourself by walking the legs forward and then getting that beautiful stretch. Front body, it should feel great. You can even take your arms overhead and then just try to relax the body fully. Take the deepest inhale you've taken all day. So really slow it down. Exhale, release, side out. 2 more. Deep inhale. Notice how you feel. If you set an intention for yourself, or if you're just noticing that you're feeling better than you did 45 minutes ago, just give yourself some thanks. Feel free to stay here. If this feels good, remember I can't see you, so you can absolutely stay here. You can take yourself into a shoulder stand if you practice that, or fish, or another happy baby. And you have that little pillow or a rolled up towel. To release the low back, I like to take a little support really high up the legs, really high up the thigh. If that gives you release. You can also take something under the knees, so whatever feels right. Try to elevate your legs for Shavasana. Maybe even soles of the feet together, opening, whatever feels right in the hip. And then, just like we started, taking one hand onto your heart, one hand onto the belly. Thanking yourself for getting on your mat, continuing your practice. I'm going to leave you here to enjoy the rest of your day, to enjoy your Shavasana. Thank you so much for staying with me.